Highly disappointing. Boring and highly disappointing. Like watching grass grow. Yeah, like watching grass grow. Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good evening, good night, and welcome to my channel. Sorry, I've been taking notes all day, and my fingers are actually so cramped I didn't even know I was holding the damn pen still. Ooh, all right, the impeachment thing. Quite honestly, it just seems like a sham. It seems like a bunch of disgruntled government employees that are a little bit pissed off that they weren't recognized or that they were fired or. Vindeman seems, and these are just my opinions, just my emotions, just how I'm feeling, how I read the situation. Don't take my word for honest truth. I encourage you to get other opinions, get other news sources, but what I am feeling is this. Vindeman is kind of angry that he's not recognized as like the foremost expert on the Ukraine, quite honestly. And it just seems like he's really mad that people aren't accepting his, God dang, it's become a matter of habit today. Drop the pen. We're done. It just seems like he's mad that people are not taking his feelings seriously. Neither witness knew a damn thing about anything. Again, it was a lot of I heard this and I heard that. Okay. They overheard someone who overheard someone else, or they overheard a conversation, but they only heard one side of the conversation, or I'm trying to think of a good analogy to describe my reading on it. It would be like you own a company that sells lettuce, and someone got salmonella from the lettuce. So you find out what farm your lettuce came from that had the salmonella, and you tell the farmer, hey, I'm not going to buy any more lettuce from you. I'm not going to give you any money for lettuce until you figure out what's going on with the salmonella. And then employees at the place hearing that and saying, well, if you don't do that, you're going to cost this company a lot of money because we can't resell it, and then we're not going to make much money because your profit margin is going to be down, and we're angry. So, nah. Why do I say that? Neither of these two witnesses knew anything about the corruption in the Ukraine. Neither of these two knew why Hunter Biden was on the board of a corrupt company. And it wasn't even, it might be a corrupt company. It was a corrupt company. I don't know, man. If I were the president, I wouldn't want to send money to a place that was corrupt either. Why are you going to give money to a corrupt place? I would say, hey, you got to handle this corruption. But there's no bribery. I didn't see any bribery. No witness has come up with anything that says that they have any connection to bribery. I haven't seen anything that says that the funds were withheld. I haven't even seen anything that says that the Ukrainians knew that the funds were withheld. There's talk that they said they knew the funds were withheld, and on August 8th, they were released. I'm so tired, I can't even read my notes. They're right there, but it's a big nothing burger. I don't even want to read the notes, and I'm saving you guys from a lot of boring crap. And every time they come up with these bombshell. Fox News, every time the bombshell is in favor of Trump. And then you go to hearing, and you listen to the hearing, and it's a big nothing burger. It's nothing. There's nothing there. There's no substance. There's nothing to grab your attention, be like, ooh, what happened? Give me more information on that. It's more of, you sound like you're angry that you were fired. Look at the ambassador to the Ukraine. The whole thing was on her emotions. How did you feel? How did that make you feel? Where was the sustenance? Where was the evidence? Where was the proof? Where was the Trump did this? It was all about Trump made me feel. Trump made me feel a certain way, so shame on him, and I'm upset. Vindeman. I'm upset. I'm upset that nobody is listening to what I'm saying, and I'm upset that I'm not considered the foremost expert to the United States on the Ukraine. You're a low-level aide, dude. Come on. Reel yourself in a little bit and have some pride. I know you're not, like, at the top position, but you can still have pride in your position and be like, hey, you know, maybe I'm just a low-level aide, but I'm going to be the best goddamn aide I can. But it just seems like he was angry that people weren't accepting things. And he didn't give any substance. There was no substance in the whole thing. Everything was secondary and hearsay and this and that. And here's the feel of the whole thing. I don't believe the Democrats really care if Trump gets impeached. I don't believe that is the point. I believe the point is this. I believe they're trying to rally their own base. They're trying to rally everybody that is a never-Trumper or a hardcore Democrat that has been at the Democrats' back and been on those party lines. And I think they're trying to seal those party lines before election. They're trying to cauterize that wound. Seal it off. And solidify their base. That's the read that I'm getting. And again, that's my opinion, and I encourage you to get other opinions. But I'm pretty damn good at reading people. Honestly, it's saved my life many times, and I have developed it into an art form. I read people's lives like a book. I usually keep silent about it because it gives me an edge, because I can kind of gauge who they are. But, man, I don't know. I don't believe it's about the impeachment. I really don't. I think it's about the Democrats trying to seal up their base and trying to solidify and circle the wagons before next year's election. So that way, no matter what, they have a foundation, if you will, to build upon. Because I believe that they realize they have started shedding their foundation with AOC and her, let's call it what it is, stupidity. Maybe it's not stupidity. Maybe it's naivety. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt and call it that, which it very well could be. It could just be that she has grown in a privileged life and she doesn't know how the world works. Which I'm kind of inclined to think now that I think about it, because a lot of her policies depend on a completely altruistic society, one that is completely selfless. That's the only way anything that's socialist actually works, is if you have a completely altruistic society, a society that says, I care about my neighbors over here just as much as I do about my family, so we're going to spread everything equally. Well, you know, that worked in tribalistic days back in the day when we lived in tribes, but now with big cities and things like that, we have moved away from tribalism. And in fact, I'm told that the tribalistic attitude is wrong, so I don't know, AOC, but the Democrats have lost a huge base with that, with the uber progressive liberal Democrats that just have these ideas from space, pretty much. Sometimes I think they're planted there by the Republican Party to do the Democrats damage, and the Republican Party is sitting back there giggling. Here's a good one. Here. Tell them the Democrats want to do this. Here. You know, because some of the stuff is just the Green New Deal. I read that. It took days. And then they said that it wasn't even the Green New Deal, that they had an original one, and I waited, and I was like, well, if there was an original one, how come you can't just plop it up? Because there is no original. Schiff is a liar. He read a lie onto record. And then he covered his ass saying, oh, it wasn't a lie, it was a parody. And, of course, with the news cycle the way it is nowadays, it just died off. And nobody clung on to it and said, dude, you lied. If you lied onto record about this, then what does everything else that you say after that point mean? Nothing. He knows the whistleblower. He doesn't know the whistleblower. His office met the whistleblower. His office didn't meet the whistleblower. Then discussing Vindeman was talking about the people on the phone call, and Schiff gavelled, brain fart, gavelled the other representative down, the Republican representative that was questioning Vindeman at the time, saying, well, we can't reveal the name of the whistleblower then. And then he was like, well, was the whistleblower part of that group? How are we going to reveal who the whistleblower is just by him naming who's in? And you said you didn't know who the whistleblower was, so how do you know? The whole thing is not about the rule of law. It is not about keeping the United States safe. It is not about booting out a bad president. It is not about any of that. This is all about them grabbing onto their base, solidifying it, and saying, no matter what, this is our cult. I said it. This is our cult. Because it is. I mean, good God. The economy numbers don't lie. I'm sorry. I'm not a Trump supporter. So how is it that I seem to be defending the snot out of him? I have to be careful about what I say. My last video was demonetized because I used the word fart. YouTube's algorithm is shot to hell. But it's a sham, the whole thing. Anyways, those are my views. But what do you think? Did you watch it? Did you watch snippets? I'm sure a lot of you watched some snippets of it. What was your read? What was your opinion? I think it's like they're building a cult to the point where they want a base that says, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what happens. We are going to back the Democrats no matter what. It's like they're building it into a religion. You believe your party lines or else. Ugh. I don't know. I like politics as much as the next person, but you gotta, Democrats, listen, trust me, you gotta separate politics and your personal life. You gotta have a barrier. You have to. Anyways, I got a story coming up on Nancy Pelosi here in a little bit. She said some, what I would consider pretty offensive things about the American people. I'll pull up the article. I'm going old school on it with my computer, so I'll have the article on the back, just like we used to. But give me your opinion, because that's what this is about. Do you think, hey man, this was the best, most exciting thing I've ever watched? And I get it. Normally for me, watching something like this is like watching a chess game in real life, and it's kind of cool, and I enjoy it. That's kind of why I used to like politics, but politics has started to look less like chess to me and more like a clown circus. Anyway, your thoughts. Did you like the video? Do you agree with my point of view? Do you dislike the video? Give it a thumbs down. Give me your point of view. Am I wrong? Subscribe and share and, you know, all that stuff. I'm trying to beat YouTube's algorithm, so. But it's been beating me up. And it's been beating me up for a year. I mean, YouTube makes it so hard, especially for news channels, to do anything, really. I mean, good Lord, my last video went up and it was up for 45 seconds before it got labeled not suitable for advertisers because I used the word fart. And when it's under review, it takes a week for them to get back. A week. Well, after a week, most of your views are within the first few hours. Well, mine are because, well, I'm a small nobody on YouTube, so, you know. But other people, they get like a few thousand views within like 5 minutes. I wish I could have those kind of numbers. I wish I could get to the point where I could make this a full-time job, which is what I want. I'm generally shooting for it. But I need your guys' help for that. And what does that mean? That means engagement. You hate the video, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why. You like the video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me why. Share it. I'll see you guys on the next one.